I'll be sharing with you the next slide will be the business and consumers loan. Okay? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Hello? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Okay. So our next discussion will be business and consumer loans. Okay. So under this one, meron tayong mga amortizations. Okay. So our main goal is to present about business and consumer loans, related terms as loan repayment, interest amount, mortgage and amortization, and then outstanding balance. Okay. What is loan? Loan is a debt provided by one entity, an individual or an organization, to another entity at an interest rate. So that's a loan. Okay. What is business loan? Let me say business loan, money lent specifically for a business purpose. So if you want to lend money for your business, so that is business loan. Let me say consumer loan, money lent to an individual for a personal or a family purpose. Okay? So that's the difference between the two. Okay? Business loan, money lent specifically for a business purpose. Consumer loan, money lent to an individual for a personal or family purpose. Okay? Principal, amount borrowed. Interest, money paid computed at a particular rate for the payment of a loan. Interest rate, rate at which interest is paid on a loan. Outstanding balance, any remaining debt at a specified time. Okay? Any remaining debt at a specified time. And then term of the loan, time to pay the entire loan. Okay? Term of the loan, time to pay the entire loan. Amortization. What is amortization? Method of paying loan on amortization basis, usually of equal amounts at a regular interval. So we say amortization, method of paying your loan. Okay? Amortization schedule, a table for the amortization of a loan showing the regular payments, payment to interest, payment to principal, and then your outstanding balance. So that is your amortization schedule. Okay? A table for the amortization of loan. Kung paano mo babayaran yung ni-loan mo. So, naka-table siya. So, that's amortization schedule. Collateral, assets used to secure the loan. Okay? Assets used to secure the loan. So, the example of that one, yung mga real estate, equipment, fixtures, and furniture. So, we do have collateral. Okay? Mortgage, a loan secured by collateral, but a borrower is required to pay at specified terms. Okay? Mortgage, a loan secured by collateral that a borrower is required to pay at specified time. Okay? Chattel mortgage is a mortgage on a movable property. Okay? Chattel mortgage is a mortgage on a movable property. So mortgagor, borrower in a mortgage with the right to possess and use the mortgage property. Okay? Mortgagee, lender in a mortgage, which the right to repossess the property in case the mortgagor does not make a regular payments. Okay, di ba sa simple interest we do have debtor and lender. So since we're talking about amortization and mortgage, so we do have mortgagor and mortgagee. Okay, mortgagee. So we have fixed rate mortgage, most common type of mortgage wherein the interest remains in a constant throughout the term of the loan. Adjustable rate of mortgage is a type of mortgage wherein the interest rate as well as the payment can change at the same time point. Okay, so these are the terminologies now under the amortizations or under the business or customer loans. Okay, what is repossession? We say repossession, the act of taking back of mortgage property where the mortgagor failed to fulfill its obligation. Okay. Guarantor, a person guaranteeing that the borrower will pay the loan. So usually, if you want to loan something, there should be a guarantor. Okay. In case that you cannot pay it, there's someone will help you to pay for it. Okay. A person guaranteeing that the borrower will pay the loan. Take note, consumer loans do not usually require a guarantor. Okay. Business loans require the business owners to sign a guarantors. Okay? Kasi pag business loan kasi billions or millions yung pwedeng i-loan. So you need to have a guarantors. But since the customer loans, no need. Okay? No need. So for example, this one. Identify whether the given business or customer loans. In number 1, Angel plans to borrow money to buy a computer laptop since she will be working from home. So what is number 1? Is it business or consumer loan? What is number 1? Is it business or consumer? Let's answer number 1. Is it business? Okay, consumer. Why is it consumer? Ano ba ibig sabihin ng consumer loan? When we say consumer, you're referring to what? What is consumer? Once again? Okay. You're having a loan, okay? If the purpose of the loan is for your for individually or family purpose, so that is consumer loan. Okay? But if the purpose of the loan is more on business, and that is business loan. Okay, number 2, Mr. Ocampo plans to have an online grocery store. He wants to borrow money from the bank for a capital. So what is number 2? What is number 2? Number 1 is yes. What's number 2? Okay, why is it business? Why is it business? Okay, asking loan for his grocery store. Okay, for his grocery store. So that is business loan. What about number 3? Mr. and Mrs. Reyes wants to borrow money from the bank to finance the college education of their son. Okay, consumer, because it's individual motive. It's a family purpose. So that is consumer. Okay. Example number 1. Aling Paring borrowed 200,000 for the expansion of her sari-sari store. She will repay the loan and interest at 6% compounded quarterly in full. So how much is the repaid after 2 years? So how much is the repaid after 2 years? So these are the given. So you do have principal present value, which is 200,000, and then your periodic rate, which is R over M. Okay, it should be R over M. So that will be 0.06 divided by 4. So you have 0.015, and then time 2. So therefore, your N will be time multiplied by your conversion period. So you do have 2 times 4 equals 8. Okay? So you're talking about final amount. So your final amount will be present value multiplied by 1 plus I raised to N. So you do have 200,000 multiplied by 1 plus 0.015 raised to 8. So your final amount is 225,298.50. So therefore, Aling Paring has to repay 225,298.52 in full after 2 years. Okay? After 2 years. Next, number 2. What about question number 2? Mr. Ocampo bought a vehicle worth 1,300,000. He gave a 20% down payment and decided to pay the remaining in monthly installment for 5 years starting after 1 month of purchase. The interest rate is 9% compounded monthly. So we need to solve for how much is your monthly payment, your regular payment, okay, your R, and then what is the total interest paid. Okay, what is the total interest paid? Okay, so the cash value is 1,300,000. Down payment, okay, you need to get the 20% of 1,300,000, so that would be 260,000. Loan, okay, so that would be cash value minus the down payment. So you do have 1,040,000. Periodic rate, that would be 0.09 divided by 12. So you do have 0.0075. Time, 5 years. So to solve for the number of terms or periods, that would be time multiplied by M. So you do have 5 times 12. So you do have 60 periods or 60 terms. So we need to solve for the regular monthly payment and then the total interest. Okay? So regular monthly payment, so that would be the present value, okay, over 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative N over I. Okay, so this is the formula. Okay, but we can use the other formula in the present value. Pares lang yun. So the regular payment will be 21,588.69. So 21,588.69. So therefore, Mr. Ocampo must pay 21,588.69 monthly. Okay, so that's your regular payment per month for 5 years to repay his loan. Okay, so that's your regular payment. For the total interest, so the total amount paid is given. So you do have 21,588.69 multiplied by 12 multiplied by 5. So your total amount will be 1,295,322.40. Thus, the total interest is the difference between the total paid and then the total amount of mortgage. Okay, so the total interest would be 321.40 minus 1,040,000. So your total interest is 255,321.40. Okay, so that's the total interest. So in getting the total interest, that would be the difference between the total paid, the total amount paid, and then the amount of mortgage. Okay. What about outstanding balance? Outstanding principal or amount of loan still unpaid. So that's your outstanding balance. Okay. So outstanding balance is computed as the present value of all payments still to be made. So this is the formula in solving for the outstanding balance. Okay, outstanding principal or amount of loan still unpaid, yung hindi pa nababayaran. So that's outstanding balance. So to solve for that, that's the formula. Okay. So outstanding balance is computed as the future value of the loan at the period K minus the future value of all payments at the period K. So useful if N is not known or not exact. Okay. So for example, in number 3, Mr. and Mrs. Cruz purchased a house and lot worth 5 million. Okay, they paid a down payment of 1,500,000. They plan to amortize the remaining balance by paying monthly for 20 years. The interest rate is 12% convertible monthly. So how much is the monthly payment? So your regular payment. How much is the outstanding balance after 50th payment? Okay, magkano daw yung unpaid after the 50th payment? And then what are the principal and interest components of the 51st payment? Okay, let's start with the first one. Okay. So these are the given. So we have cash value, which is 5 million. So that's the cash value of the house and lot. Down payment, which is 1,500,000. Loan, so CV minus the down payment. Okay, or in short, that is your present value. Yung tinatawag na loan, that's your present value. So we have 5 million minus the down payment. So you do have 3,500,000. Okay, periodic rate, that would be R over M. So you have 0.12 divided by 12. So your periodic rate is 0.01. Time, which is 20. So to solve for the number of periods or terms, that would be time multiplied by M. So you do have 20 times 12. So you do have 240 terms or 240 periods. So these are the given in the previous problem. So first, we need to solve for the monthly payment or your regular payment. Okay, magkano daw yung monthly mo? So monthly payment, so since the given is present value, yung A, pag sinabi mong loan, that's the present value. Okay? Loan, obligation, borrow, that's all present value. So therefore, your monthly payment would be 38,538.01. Okay? So that would be your monthly payment for 20 years. Okay? To repay his loan. Okay? So 38,538.01. What about outstanding balance? Okay? Yung remaining payment, yung unpaid payment. Okay? So since 50 payments have been paid already, there will be remaining 190 payments. How do you get 190 payments? Saan nakuha yun? Yung 190 payments. Diba you do have 240 number of payments. So 240 minus 50, so that would be 190 payments. Okay? So by applying the formula in getting the outstanding balance, so your outstanding balance after the 50th payment, okay? So you do have 3,271,927.92. Okay, so yan pa yung babayaran after the 50th payments. Okay, so hence the outstanding balance after the 50th payment is 3,271,927.92. Okay, next, what about the principal and interest of the 51st payment? Since the interest rate for every time period is 0.01, then the remaining balance will have an interest of 3,271,921.92 times 0.01. So that would be 32,719.28. So ganyan kalaki yung interest. Okay? So the principal component of the 51st payment, okay, regular payment minus the interest. So you do have 5,818.73. Okay? So why do we need that? Because we need all of those to construct a amortization table. Okay, amortization table. but the question is, Miss, how do we construct amortization table or amortization schedule? Okay, so for example, in number 4, Mr. Arca applied for a business loan of 500,000 for his business expansion to be repaid semi-annually in 2 years. The interest applied is 8% convertible quarterly. So we need to solve for the find the semi-annual payment. Okay, what is your regular payment every 6 months, and then construct amortization table. Okay, when we say semi-annual payment, you are referring to your periodic payment or your R. Okay, so we do have present value, which is 500,000. I, periodic rate, that would be R over M. Okay, pares lang yun, J over M, R over M, same thing. So 0.08 divided by 2, so you have 0.04. So time equals 2. So your N will be time multiplied by conversion period. So you do have 2 times 2 because the time is 2 years. So you do have 4 semi-annual payments. Okay? So you do have, that will be your N. Okay? Therefore, Mr. Arca must pay 137,745.02 every 6 months for 2 years. Okay? Every 6 months for 2 years to repay his business. So yun daw yung babayaran ni Mr. Arca. That's your regular payment, 137,745.02. So that's your regular payment. Now, after we determine the regular payment, how do we construct a amortization schedule? So how do we construct a amortization schedule? So to construct amortization schedule, first, okay, place the original loan and the periodic payments. Ito yung periods. How do you determine the periods? Yung N. In determining the periods, that is your N. According to N, that would be 4 periods or 4 terms. Okay? So that is your period. Okay? So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Yung number of periods, it's always start with 0. Okay? 0. Kasi doon ka palang manghihiram. Okay? 0. So you borrow 500,000. That's your outstanding balance. Unpaid loan. Okay? Unpaid loan, yung 500,000. So that is 0. Okay, 0 period, your outstanding balance is 500,000. Unpaid, kasi hiniram mo pa lang. Okay? Next column is the periodic payment. Your regular payment. So you need to write it. Regular payment. Okay, regular payment. So you need to write it. Next, how do we solve for the interest payment? Yung third column. How do we solve for the interest payment? Yung third column. To solve for the interest payment, okay, so what is your I? What is your I? What's your periodic payment? What's your periodic rate? What's your periodic rate? Your periodic rate is 0.04. That's your periodic rate, right? So 0.04. So to determine the interest payment, okay, to determine the interest payment, 500,000, okay, 500,000 multiplied by your periodic payment, ay periodic rate, okay, 500,000 multiplied by your periodic rate. Okay, so 500,000 multiplied by 0.04, so that will be your interest payment. Okay, that will be your interest payment. So to compute for the interest payment, outstanding balance multiplied by your periodic rate, which is 0.04, so you do have 20,000. Okay, 20,000. Now, to solve for the principal repay, multiply, subtract periodic payment to your interest payment, so you do have 117,745.02. Okay, 117,745.02. So that's your principal repay. Now, to determine the outstanding balance on the first period, so magkano daw yung outstanding balance for the first period? So to solve for that, okay, 500,000 minus your principal repayment, okay, 500,000 minus your principal repayment, that would be your outstanding balance, okay, for the first period. Okay, that would be your outstanding balance for the first period. Then repeat the steps 2 to 4 for the next period. Okay, again, first you need to write the period for the first column. Let's start with 0 as always, so 0 to 4. And then periodic payment, how you know how to solve it, yung periodic payment, your regular payment. And then to solve for the interest payment, outstanding balance multiplied by periodic rate. Okay, outstanding balance multiplied by periodic rate. So that is your interest payment. And then for the principal repayment, periodic payment minus your interest payment, so that would be your principal repayment. And to determine the outstanding balance for that period alone, okay, to determine the outstanding balance for that period alone, your outstanding balance na 500,000 minus your principal repayment. So that would be your outstanding balance for the first period, yung 382,254, 254.97, okay, for the first period. And then repeat the process on the second, third, and fourth period. So that's how we construct amortization schedule. Okay?